Bitcoin weekend update. But before that, how about a Friday update, right? But today's Friday. We're going to look at what we're going to watch for the rest of today. And then going into the weekend, going into the weekly close, all of that information right available to you right now with no fluff. Let's get right to it. At the end of the video, we're going to also do quote of the day. And if you're lucky, car of the day. So we'll get right to it on the daily chart. This is the most important chart to be watching right now for Bitcoin. Why is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. We have our breakout zone, right? Our previous resistance breaking through. Now we have a bullish retest, a throwback so far, right? A throwback is just a bullish retest of the breakout level. That's where we got. If you need more evidence of convincing that this is previous resistance, it's not just this zone. It's this blue line, which is the 100-day EMA. Rejection, 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 breakthrough, support, 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 right? You see that, right? That's what we're looking at. And until we break back below and close below, it's support, right? We're trying to flip previous resistance to support. That's all we're doing structure-wise. Look good. So far, so well. So far, so well. I might as well be that. So 27.3. That's where we're needing to hold the line at the blue 100 EMA. The zone goes all the way down to really like 27.2. We could even wick lower, right? The 200 EMA in the pink, right? I wouldn't mind a wick down there to kind of get everyone off guard or fake out, all right? We've had some news on the jobs report. If you're wondering why the hell Bitcoin is crashing over the past couple of hours, or really 1 hour, or really 45 minutes, it's right here, right? The average hourly earnings in, right, just slightly less than forecasted, but the big one was the non-farm employment change. We expected to add 100, whoops, you can't even see cover my picture. 171,000 was expected, and we added in the US 336,000 new jobs. That's quite a swing. So anytime you get a really major unexpected event like that, right? If you're expecting 100,000 and it prints 101,000, right? No big deal. But almost a 2x, and then there's going to be some fluctuation. So is it a knee-jerk reaction so far? We don't know. Well, we can zoom in and kind of see this, right? Let's just, for shits and giggles, let's go in on the hourly, right? As that news came out, here's your hourly, devil candle, and kind of a recovery so far. We'll see if we get back up here. Equilibrium's kind of like 27.5-ish. So as long as we can kind of tread water there, we'll see if we can pick back up to the upside, right? It was looking pretty good until that news came out. So you can see even zoomed out a little bit on the 4 hour, right? Still this kind of previous resistance level flipped to back to support here. We can see this low wick is slightly higher than this low wick. So maybe just a little bit of a fake out or a knee-jerk reaction to the news. We will see throughout the day if we continue down, right? If we close, the 4 hour candles under 27.2, that's starting to give us a little bit more hesitation. We have the 100 EMA and the 200 EMA right here, respectively, at just above 27, just below 27K. So watch for those. Otherwise, right, the uptrend we're still in an uptrend on the 4 hour, on the daily. It's looking okay, right? So let's get back to our daily chart. Just some warnings on the shorter time frames, but oftentimes the markets can kind of overreact to news events. So I think maybe that's what we're seeing. In all actuality, right, we have our controlling bars down here. Our deviation from the lows are kind of a fake out, right? Instant recovery, and then what we've been doing, right? We've been in this, peaks and valleys, right? Or peaks and troughs, as they're technically called, right? Our low, our high, and our higher high, right? And then you can kind of connect those to this channel, right? And these are called peaks, and troughs, right? Troughs. So you connect the lower part, and my perfectly symmetrical drawing here, right? You can see that, right? And these are peaks and valleys. So that's what we need to continue doing to maintain our uptrend, and it's looking healthy until it doesn't, right? And our first warning sign would be a daily close under 27.2. So watch that for today, going into the weekend, even Saturday, Sunday. We don't want to be closing under 27.2, right? If we do, right, I could maybe give you a little bit of a break for Bitcoin as long as we're holding the 21, which is that yellow line, right? This guy right here. Or this pink line, right? So worst case, I'd like to see maybe a wick or a close down at right around 27, no lower, not a dime lower If it closed back under 27, the bears are winning, right? No sugarcoating it, right? So let's zoom out, right? How about the 3-day? The 3-day's looking a little sketchy only because these two high wicks. A little bit of a sell-off. Now, we still have the rest of today to close this candle. All we really need to do is close above this pink line. What is that? That's the 200 EMA, also known as the 600-day, because we're on the 3-day chart. 3 times 2 for the mathematicians, 600, right? That's a 600-day moving average. Let's close above it, 27.5. And then I think, we're still in a little bit of an uptrend here. Short term, right? We're still in the, if you zoom out enough, right? This is the controlling momentum so far is to the downside, right? Put it on closing prices. Make sure you're drawing it as accurately as possible from your peaks, right? You see that? And now we're looking like we're battling right now, right? You see this little dot. That's where price is currently. So if we close above 27.5, it takes out that 200. It might put a crack in this, downward sloping trend line, right? So that is also a potential positive going into the weekend. We need to be watching for that. Let's actually put it back on the candles now and not reverse it. So that's the 3-day chart, right? A lot of interesting stuff happening right where we are now. 27.5 for close of today, which is closing the 3-day candle. So keep that in mind. Okay, now let's remove that and do a checkup on our weekly candle. So our weekly candle not looking as bad, right? We're trying to reverse this kind of a dip down here, right? To move down, kind of consolidation, and now we're trying to kind of climb back up the stairs here. So a move up, consolidation, a move up, consolidation. Next week, we'd love to see another move up to our bigger resistance zone is 29 to 30K, right? So 29, 30K, that will be likely huge resistance. If and when we get to it, right, probably not going to cut right through that. If we do, that's Bitcoin power play, power move, and should be acted as, respected as if we do see that. But I had full intentions of a rejection there, at least initially. So if we move up next week, anytime between now and when we, talk again, 29 to 30K is huge resistance. If we can somehow manage to close this weekend above 29.3, I would expect big things in the weeks ahead. So just keep that in mind. Or weekly close, what are we looking for, right? Ideally, just close above the 21 week, right? 27.3, 27.2, right? Key area on the daily, even the 4-hour chart, 27.2 is big, right? Maintaining, just look at the chart. You don't need me to tell you this, right? The big moves are a hold at that yellow 21-week EMA, right? How about the previous move, right? The yellow 21-week EMA, yellow 21-week EMA, yellow 21-week EMA. We have to hold that line to maintain our upwards movement, right? On the weekly chart, all of 2023, we've been in an uptrend. We got the higher highs, higher lows, right? We're more or less moving sideways since really our top in April, right? We kind of double topped with that, right? And you could argue that we're just basically moving sideways. Usually phase 1 of the bull markets lift off and then they chill out and then, the next phase ensues. So I don't know when that's going to happen. Sometime between now and, Q1 2024 is probably the likely odds. But, when we break 30K, 31K, we're very likely entering into, the next phase of the bull run and, next leg up, right? This is a move up. This is not a move up. This is a move up. A 2x is a move up, right? So that's what we're waiting on and being ever so patient, right? So that is Bitcoin wrapped up in a nutshell. As best as I can with, keeping your time as respectful as possible to the downside, right? Just one final note here, right? This is our big flip zone. So if your favorite shitcoin YouTubers are calling for 9K Bitcoin, right? It's going to have to get through this zone first. And until that happens, take that with a grain of salt, right? This is the major zone, right? How many weeks can we hold the 200 week and before you start to turn bullish, right? 5 weeks consecutively holding the 200 week and then a liftoff should at least have the bears, puckering, right? So good things looking, we're in an uptrend. We're at 16K 10 months ago, and now we're at 27K, and you're worried? What are you talking about? right? The structure is looking great still, and until we break that structure, you should be bullish, right? We're above moving averages, the key moving averages of the 200 week, right? Previous resistance, like support, broken, flip to resistance, resistance, breakthrough, support, come out, support, right? Eventually, this will break to the upside, right? That's the odds. I don't know when that's going to happen, but if you think Bitcoin in sometime in the next decade is going to be higher than 30K, right? It's only a matter of time. All right, so I'll end it there. Let me know any questions you want to see something covered in next week's video. We'll try to do these every day. I think we've done them pretty much every day this week for Bitcoin with as least amount of BS as possible, just jam-packed full of information. Let me know what you want to see next. Let's get to our quote of the day if I can find it in one of my 78 tabs. Quote of the day: every story I create creates me. I write to create myself. They can't all be winners, folks. I don't make these up. All right, car of the day. Let's get to the good one first, and then we'll get to the jokers. Lamborghini Aventador SV, my favorite Aventador, right? They make a couple different editions of the Aventador. This is absolutely my favorite. It has like the spoiler going through the car. I know you can't really see it, but just fantastic engineering and artwork on wheels right here. Now let's get to our next one. The Lamborghini, it's a Huracan, but I was looking for like Halloween supercars because it's fall, right? Catch on. Then I came across this gem. I just imagine him at the wherever he got this wrap at, and okay, bro, give me the orange wrap with the tiger claw going through the windshield, man. This would be epic. He talks just like that, right? And then if you want even better, we have, can you wrap my S4 and put a jack-o'-lantern right on the hood, man? I'd love it. This is Halloween. It's going to be great. It's like the most elementary jack-o'-lantern ever. He spent a lot of money on this. So I feel like it's only proper to make fun of him a little bit. All right, that's it. Wrapped up in a nutshell. You got the fastest way to ruin supercars. Let's get back to the good one before we scare ourselves. All right. I'll end it there. I'll see you. Have a good weekend. Hopefully you learned something, or at least stuck around for the poor dad joke humor for the cars and the surfer Kelly surf well, bro. I'll see you on the next one. I can't do it. I can't even come up with the joke. Surfer out.